Good morning, everybody. I hope you've had a great week. For those of you that were at church last Sunday, it was so good to see you guys again. It was so good to see the smiles and to actually be able to talk to you in person. So we are going to continue to do lessons for you guys. For those who aren't able to come back yet, that way you can still watch. And if you're at church, we are going to let your mom and dad know to maybe bring something so you can watch your lesson while the big kid or while the adults are having their class, so we can still kind of have class together. So we're going to do a little bit of a different lesson this morning. All the other weeks we've been talking about different Bible lessons. We're still going to, of course, talk about the Bible. But today, we're going to use this new book that actually Ellie and Paxton found called Indescribable. And it's 100 devotions about God and science. So instead of it just being about the Bible characters, it tells you things about science and how God is part of all of it. So the one that we picked for today is called All Twisted Up. And it's about tornadoes. And if you've ever been in a bad storm, it can be kind of scary, right? A couple weeks ago, I was home with Jonathan and Mila, and all of a sudden it started thundering, and then there was just this crazy amount of wind. I actually had to lock our glass door because it was moving our door around like crazy because there was so much wind. And it can be kind of scary. Even today, it's supposed to be, right now, I can feel raindrops. The next couple days, it's supposed to be storming some. And sometimes, I know that Jonathan, he gets a little bit nervous whenever there's thunder. It can be a little bit scary. But they're also really cool. Storms are a really cool thing made by God. So we're going to talk about there's some facts about tornadoes, and then we're going to talk about our Bible lesson. So a tornado, or a twister, is one of the most fascinating and terrifying of storms. These violently spinning tubes of air stretch from the clouds all the way down to the ground. Most tornadoes have wind speeds of less than 100 miles per hour, but some can reach more than 300 miles per hour. So even 100 miles per hour, that's faster than you even go in the car on an interstate or on the turnpike. That's faster than your parents, they should be driving in their car. Some parents drive a little faster than others, but 100 miles an hour that's really, really fast. But 300 miles an hour is crazy fast, and that's how fast the wind can blow with some tornadoes. Have you ever seen a tornado? I hope not. They start out almost clear, like the air they're made of. But as they spin, they pick up bits of dust and mud and wreckage, which give them an eerie, dark colors. A tornado might touch down on the ground for only a few seconds and travel a few hundred feet, or it may last longer than an hour and travel for miles. The faster its wind and the longer it stays on the ground, the more damage a tornado can cause. Weak tornadoes may only knock off a tree limb or two, but strong ones can completely rip a house off of its foundation and send cars hurtling through the air like missiles. So there's been some storms that I've seen. I haven't been part of a big tornado myself. I have friends that have been. But the sky, I've been there whenever it gets really bad, like before a tornado does come, the sky gets almost like a green color. It looks really, really weird outside. It's almost the trees stop moving. It gets really creepy. It feels really creepy before the tornado comes. So here's just a couple more facts about it. Tornadoes hit the most in the United States, which is where we live, more than any other country in the world. The United States has more than 1,200 tornadoes each year. Most occur in Tornado Alley, which is in the Midwest. Texas has the most tornadoes each year. It gets about 155. Kansas has about 96. Florida, which is where Mickey Mouse lives, gets about 66 tornadoes, and Oklahoma has about 62 tornadoes a year. So these tornadoes can do a lot of damage. They can be very scary. I have a friend that they actually lost their house from a tornado. And they had to get a new house because the storm came and it took their house. So they can be very scary. But do you know who's in control of the tornadoes? Who do you think's in control of them? God is in control of them. So today we made this really cool thing for you. If you are at Keystone, You should have already gotten yours as you came in the door. If not, you can come see me or Miss Bobby or Miss Jenna or somebody. We can get you one of these. But we made them for you. That way you can have these as a reminder. If you are not at Keystone today, it's super simple to make these. You just get a jar, you fill it up with water, you put a little bit of dish soap in it, a little tiny bit of vinegar, and then you can put blue food coloring in it. So then what you do is you take it, you spin it around, 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 and around. Woo! Uh-oh, I think I messed it up. See if we can get it there again. See that tornado in there? See how it looks like the tornado? Let's try it again. See if we can get a little bit more. So did you know that in the Bible, God talks about storms? And he talks about storms in a little bit different way than you might think. So there's a lot of craziness going on right now. I'm sure you guys have heard about the people fighting. There's lots of people fighting. They're not getting along. There's a lot of craziness going on right now. Those are the storms that the Bible talks about. And it might even be a storm with you. Maybe a fight that you're having with a friend, or maybe problems at home, or there could be all kinds of different kind of storms. And did you know that Jesus and the Bible tells us what we need to do during those storms? In Psalm 46:10, God says, "Be still and know that I am God." So sometimes troubles can be kind of like tornadoes. A small one can wreck a day. Just like a small tornado might only take a limb off of a tree, sometimes a small trouble can kind of seem like that. It might mess with our day for a couple minutes, but it doesn't really mess up too much. But a big one can leave you feeling all twisted up inside for a while. What should you do when everything is spinning out of control? You should stop. That's right. The Bible tells us to just stop and be still. And the Bible says to know that I am God. So you need to remind yourself that God is bigger than any trouble that might be going on. I know it might seem like sometimes your emotions, it's hard sometimes. Our emotions can get so jumbled up, and it can seem like you don't know what to do, you don't know how to feel. Sometimes you don't have to. Sometimes you don't have to figure it out. You can just stop and let God take care of it. Pray to God, because he's the one that can control it. God has the power to tell that tornado that's ripping through everywhere to stop. And guess what? That tornado is going to be over. So just like the tornadoes that can be on the ground, God can also do that with the storms in our life. Now, that doesn't always mean that everything's going to be perfect again, that if we pray that everything's going to stop, because that's not exactly how it works. Sometimes God lets us stay in the storm to teach us to rely on him, to teach us to just be still and know that he's God. So we might pray for something, and it might be like, you might think, God, I don't understand. I prayed for this to stop, but it's not changing. What's happening? But maybe God's trying to teach you a lesson and trying to teach you to just be still and know that he's God and that he can take care of you. So what I want you to do is, with this jar that we made for you, it's going to be the tornado, like the tornado in life. If ever you're scared, you're having a hard time, you feel mad or upset, I want you to shake this, make your tornado, and take the time to pray. And just say, God, I know that you've got this. I know that you're in control. You are capable of anything. You can do anything. God, I pray that I can trust you during the storm, even if it doesn't stop right away. I pray that I can trust you during this and know that you are God and you are taking care of me. No matter what's going on in the world, no matter what's going on at your home or at school or anywhere else, you can trust that God is in control. So we want you to take this jar that has the tornado. The reason why we want you to have it is a reminder That way, if you're struggling, you can take this jar and even take time and pray. While this tornado's going, you might have to do it a couple times depending on how long your tornado lasts. But while the tornado's going, pray, God, take the storm. Take the storm. Help me through the storm, God. Even if you don't take it away, please just stay close to me while I'm in this storm. I'm so proud of you guys. Those who were at Keystone last week, you guys did amazing. I know it's different. We're not able to be downstairs yet. It's nice because you can see your friends. You can see each other again, but it's still different for you guys. You're still upstairs. They're different. They expect more of you because you're upstairs, and so you have to be quiet. You guys rocked it last week. I was so proud of you. I wouldn't have even known most of you were around. Keep going. You guys are amazing. Again, I'm so glad that you were able to join us today, either if it was at Keystone or at home. If you need anything, feel free. Like always, you can contact me or Miss Bobby. If we haven't seen you yet, we're still missing you like crazy. We're praying for you, and we will see you soon. Have a good week, guys.